Back to the Price of Business. I'm your host, Kevin Price, talking to you about you and your business. I've got Jamil Clayton. He is the author of a book called Poems of a Fatherless World. We're great friends of the folks over there at Outskirts Press. They brought this to our attention. Jamil, welcome to the program.
Thank you.
Glad to have you on.
How are you doing today?
Yeah, I'm doing well, thanks. Kind of tell us a little bit about yourself, a little bit about your background, and what inspired you to write this book.
Okay, yes. Well, a little bit about my background. I'm just college educated, Delaware State University, business, and I just, been in the business world too long, and I wanted to just do something personal. I just wanted to do something that benefited people instead of my corporate shareholders. So, expressing myself in this novel is a good way to get through to the world and to how I can, benefit the world and just be a contributor to our great society. And, that's kind of what inspired me to write it, doing something to benefit mankind.
Yeah, and it's kind of indicative of, although it's clearly a work of fiction, it certainly is easily inspired by reality, isn't it?
Absolutely. Yeah, it's what it is. It's a three-story novel. It's almost like two books in one. An absolute beautiful piece. Welcome Sin was the first story that I wrote. And, I got that, from a few characters, few people that I knew in life that has those experiences. And if you are spiritual or if you are a young man that's lost and you're just looking for a message or somebody to intervene in your life and you're having problems, that is a beautiful story. It's a beautiful collection of stories to look into and to read.
Yeah, absolutely. Tell us a little bit about, was there some things in your own personal experience that made you want to write a book like this? So much writing is based on, one's personal life, either what they've gone through themselves or they observed. Talk a little bit about that.
Right. None whatsoever. None of the stories are my own personal experience. But what I can say is that I wanted to write something that if you, like, for instance, if you are in an interracial relationship or if you are in an interracial marriage, you are going to absolutely love it because the third story, Soulfully Void, is based around that romantic setting of a love story, like an interracial love story. And it has a unique message because it's dealing primarily with interracial families, and especially on a spiritual and Christian level. Mm-hmm. So if you, man, I'm telling you, I just recommend whoever is in a spiritual, have a spiritual back setting in an interracial relationship, they are going to absolutely love this book. This book is for them.
Yeah, and when you say spiritual, you don't necessarily, in fact, you don't mean, because I did look at the summary about the book, you don't mean the kind of conventional spirituality, one size fits all that's so popular in our culture, kind of the new age feel good type of thing. You're really talking about Christianity.
Right, exactly. Christianity, because it's little bits and pieces of messages throughout the novel that gives you advice, spiritual advice and what to do, things that goes on in a family home. But it's all based around a spiritual level. It's all based around a Christian level. Mm-hmm. So as I say, man, if you are into church or if you are family or if you want to know God on an intimate level. Then it's a very unique story. It's kind of, I can't put out everything in a nutshell, but if you read the synopsis, I encourage everyone to just go ahead and read the synopsis. You'll definitely get a better understanding of what I'm talking about.
Right, absolutely. In fact, if you go to outskirtspress.com/poems of a Fatherless World, you will see this really excellent synopsis. It looks very compelling. Would you say that it was written for the non-believer in mind to help them to possibly become a believer, or to strengthen those who are actually already believers?
Both. Both, yes, absolutely. And I just also want to throw in there that at the end of the book, what makes it so interesting is that I have my own personal words. It's personal words from the author, in which I specifically reach out to anyone who wants to get to know African American people or just get to know their struggles at home. It's kind of like a personal message, just my own thoughts and my own beliefs into how anyone, whether if you're white, whether if you're Hispanic, whether if you're Asian, if you want to get to know the problems wrong and the issues that lie in the African American communities and that exist, man, it's so explosive that you're not even going to want to believe it.
Yeah,
they're going to be they're going to be wooed.
So how long would you say this had been something you've been stewing on, considering doing?
Well, I've been working on the novel for about 3 years. I just wasn't sure when I first wrote it. It was basically I just doing poetry for fun, just shooting on a computer, just writing for fun. And then later on, when I start getting into the first story, Welcome Sin, the second story, Memoirs of a Fatherless Child, I just kind of I was like, whoa, man, I have something here. You know what I mean? This is really explosive. Mm-hmm. So then that's when I decided to go ahead and publish it. That's what inspired me to go ahead and publish it. Because other readers, it's something that people would want to read. It's a very unique story that I thought that people would love to read.
Well, in addition to being, a unique story, it really resonates with what's going on in our culture. If you talk to people who are experts at, monitoring what's happening from a societal and cultural level, the absence of fathers is one of the biggest challenges our nation faces. Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I think, I know among the black community, I believe they say 70%. Yeah. You have children without fathers or single parent, come from single parent households, and I definitely explore that in my in the back in my author's personal words. I don't really explore that notion in terms of the stories, but I definitely talk about that in author's personal words. Jamil, so glad you were with us here today. Do you want to encourage people to learn more about the book? Again, it's real simple. Go to outskirtspress.com/Poems of a Fatherless World. Check that out. Or just look up Jamil Clayton and online. I bet you probably show up pretty high. And that's JAMIL Clayton.com. And how's the book doing so far?
It's doing pretty good. What I wanted to do, what I wanted to just encourage readers for all those who pick up the book, if you give it a review about the book on Amazon.com and email me that you gave a review, for the first 10 reviews that I see and get, they're going to be given a free T-shirt. They're going to be given. It's a free a T-shirt that's going to be signed by me. And it's going to have a personal message on the back that they're going to actually love, people are going to read, and it's basically just a gift from me.
Jamil, got to close it off. I appreciate that. So I encourage people to also check out Amazon.com, Jamil, Jamil, Clayton, Clayton, look it up. And then when you see Poems of a Fatherless World, if you've read it, by all means, review it. And Jamil, thanks so much for being with us.
Thanks a lot, and just remember that they can also get it on Facebook too. They can look on me at Facebook, look at the press release, which they can search engine on Facebook.
Thanks so much for being with us.
Thanks a lot.
You bet. When we come back, we're going to have much more for you. I do want to remind you, you're listening to The Price of Business.